Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Have you ever been scared to start a business? Have you always wanted to? Listen to my friend Allison Bradley as she had a vision, she had a passion, and she just went for it. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to the So What Now What podcast. I'm introducing you guys today to my friend Allison Bradley. So she is a brand new business owner, which we love on this podcast channel because this podcast channel is about pivoting and learning from what we've done or wish we did or haven't done yet. And so she just opened up a Pilates studio. But firstly, what is the best advice you've ever been given?
Find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
That's great advice. Do you tell that to your kids?
I tell my kids all the time, something they're passionate about, something they love, something that really interests them and they want to learn more about. And it's just such a wonderful thing to find your true passion, your true essence. So that's what I've tried to do in my life.
So Allison and I met a couple years ago. Our boys play baseball together. She's got a couple boys. Y'all know I have a herd. And she's got a daughter. And we just clicked out at the ball field, and I didn't even know she opened this studio until the other day, and I was like, what? How did I know? And I pass by here all the time, and I look, and because you see the glow of her mirror and the glow of her logo back there, and I'm like, what is this? This is so cool. But I didn't know what it was until she was like, yeah, that's mine. So welcome to, what is this?
Serenity Now, Yoga and Pilates.
Okay. So you were working next door at the clothing company,
yes.
And you just kind of kept having this like pull to be in this space, to do something in this space, but you have a backstory that's kind of your so what, now what pivot point that made you hone in on Pilates.
Yes.
Will you tell us about that?
Yes, definitely. So I was diagnosed after my daughter was born with a spinal condition, spondylolisthesis, and I had babies. They wanted me to have a spinal fusion, and I was doing the mom thing and busy, and could not wrap my head around actually.
Because a spinal fusion, you can't pick anything up, so you couldn't pick your babies up. You can't do all the mom things that we do all day long, lifting and bending, and
you can't. No, you can't.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a very, very long recovery. You can't. They call it the BLTs: no bending, no lifting, and no twisting.
Which is what we do all day long as moms.
Which is what we do. So I asked them what my other options were. They told me that I could work out to ease the pain. And so that's exactly what I did. Funny story, I was actually doing insurance then. And I worked out as much as I possibly could. I brought my daughter in a stroller and stuck her behind the elliptical. I mean, That's what we do. Yeah, when we have to bring them, we bring them. So I brought her with me, and I worked out so much. I make this little joke that they hired me. And so there was an instructor that was going out, and they said I was the only one that knew the class. And they asked me if I would teach. And of course I was like, I don't think I can. And then I ended up teaching. And I giggled the whole way through my first class. I mean, it was funny. And then I loved it. I thought it was great. I loved the people.
I mean, your energy is great. Your personality is great. It just seems like that's what you've always done.
Yeah.
And I've known you before this. Like I mean, this is a pretty fresh journey for you, but I feel like it was made for you. It was your purpose. It was your passion. It was just where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. So I saw the potential in the Anytime Fitness I was working out at. And I bought in, and so it was me and the other owner running it 50-50, and I had it painted, and there was one class at the time. I built the classes out, had a full class schedule, so I instructed, ran it, trained.
You jumped in full force, like
full face first, you know, just loved it.
Not feet first, but face first.
Face first, yes, that's how I do things. And so I loved it. I I did that for almost a decade, and then sold at the start of COVID, and then was just looking at good schools, and which is what brought me to Biloxi, because I wanted my kids to go to Biloxi schools. And so I had to bite the bullet and have surgery. My spine was 9 millimeters out of place. My quality of life was pretty bad. You know, we were going on vacations and I couldn't do a whole lot. I was constantly, I have to put my feet up, or my back hurts, or so my quality of life was slipping. So
debilitating.
It was, yes, it absolutely was. It was not fun at all. And so I had the help of my husband to kind of take care of the kids and let me mend, and you know, my mother-in-law and my mom and everyone, you know,
it takes a village.
It takes a village. And so all my people came together, and so I had some complications in surgery. I had a pinched nerve. So whenever they pulled my spine back and then put the bolts and screws, the nerve that was pinched stretched. And so that nerve, come to find out, goes directly to my feet. So I had the surgery to fix my back, but in turn had
messed everything else up.
Messed up my feet.
So like you had no feeling, like they were tingling?
Burning all day. Feel like they're 500 degrees, like just pulsating, not fun at all. So, you know, with my back, I could sit down and put my feet up, and I was better.
But with your feet.
But if you can't walk, what do you do?
Yeah.
So I just set out on this journey to figure out, how can I heal myself? What can I do? I went to every single doctor. I went to acupuncture. You know, I did all the things. Nothing was really working. My daughter woke up one day and decided she wanted to ride the bus. And I was like, gosh, well,
okay,
what am I gonna do now? So I got a retail job working full time, and it was excruciating. Every day I got off
just
work.
Standing on your feet and lifting boxes and putting stuff up on shelves, and
excruciating. And that was about 1.5 years after my spinal fusion.
Which should have fixed it all.
Which should have fixed everything.
But it didn't.
Something happened. But so then I actually met someone in the store I was working at, and she did physical therapy. She had worked with people that had the same spinal condition I had, and I started doing physical therapy with her, and she was wonderful. And I like to say I graduated physical therapy. And then I started doing reformer Pilates, and it changed my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Why isn't everyone doing this? Like, I felt taller, I felt lengthened, I felt amazing. So
you had several pivot moments. So what now? What? It's like, okay, so what? They pinched my nerve in my back. Now what am I gonna do about it?
Now what am I gonna do?
So, okay, so do you think that this kind of therapy, if we're going to call it that, because that's definitely what it was for you, do you think that can help other parts of your body lengthen, strengthen? Like people are having knee and joint pains in their ankles. Like, do you think that doing the reformer can just help all over, not just back stuff?
Absolutely. It is full body. Everything wraps onto another muscle that wraps onto another muscle that wraps onto another muscle, and the reformer is amazing. It's a full body workout. It's low impact, so for someone that is rehabbing, someone that, you know, may be new to it, or someone who's
I've never done anything like this, and those machines look scary.
They are very intimidating. There's a lot going on.
They look very intimidating if you guys can see them. But
yeah, they are very intimidating. There's like springs, and there's straps, and so you know, you're sitting close to the ground, and I mean, even just getting on and off of it can be challenging for some people. So it definitely can be intimidating. That's why I started off small, wanted to get a couple. Going through training and everything, I realized that having the fundamentals of Pilates is so important.
Which is done on the ground?
Correct.
Okay. So are you ready for your next adventure? I know I am. I'm calling Amanda Pugh at Wanderlust Adventures next time we're ready to travel, because she works for your family in your best interest with the budget that you've set aside, trying to fit in all the things on your bucket list, making it super easy and stress-free for you. That's what she does. She helps plan the perfect vacation for you and your family with all the grunt work done by her. WLadventures.com is one way to reach her. Also, 228-547-9104 is another way. Let the adventures begin, because not all who wander are lost. Y'all have fun.
So having the foundation of mat Pilates and then transferring it to the reformer is so important. I had never done Pilates, so I skipped a step, went straight to the reformer. And I wish I would have had, that
A little bit more foundation.
backing. Right.
So would you start everybody out on the floor and then move them to the reformer, or if they're in here for different reasons, like you'll just adjust based on?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there are some people, first off, reformer Pilates is very big in all the big cities.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing it.
You watch any TV show, they're doing Pilates, they're on reformers, they're looking like these graceful little swan ballerinas doing all the things. I'm like, I'm never gonna look like that. I would probably be like wrapped up in it.
Yeah, right? Have stuff wrapped around your arms and your legs, yes. So I do recommend starting on mat, but again, I have people that just want to do the reformer. They're excited. What is everyone else talking about? What is everyone doing in the big cities? And so I've started people doing reformer, and they've loved it, and they've actually added in some mat classes now. So they're like, oh, I see what you were talking about, how you can use it and transfer everything onto the reformer. So it's really for everyone, and that's the greatest thing about it. I mean, I do it with my mother-in-law.
I was gonna ask, not that she's older, but older people is there age limits to this? Like,
No.
My grandmother's gonna be 88 this year. Now she still moves around like the rest of us, but I'm just thinking from myself to my mom to my grandma, is it good for all ages?
It's good for all ages, and there's orthopedics that are now recommending it. It's taken forever for our system to get there, but they see the benefits. They see how much that helps you and strengthens, and there's hip opening exercises, there's shoulder exercises. So
what about men? I mean, is this, because you know, men have a tendency to be tight in the hips. When I worked at a gym up the road, we used to train athletes in there, and that was one of the biggest things with men is their hip mobility, hip rotation, all that stuff. It was always very tight compared to us women. So this could be beneficial for athletes, for men, for...
Absolutely. Men do it. My husband did it.
So ladies, this could be like a thing for you and your spouse, like getting in shape, getting strengthened, getting lengthened, improving the quality of your life together. I mean, I know my spouse would love it, and our boys too. I think my boys would love.
My oldest has done it. He has a tear in his shoulder. And so he has not been able to throw, and he's going through physical therapy, and I've done this with him. And he woke up the next day and he was like, I feel so good. My hamstrings aren't tight. My shoulder feels better. I mean, it really is an amazing
So you didn't just
thing.
use parts on the machine that would do his arms. He did his whole body.
Full body.
Okay.
It's always full body. Yeah, because if you strengthen your hips, it strengthens your core, which strengthens the areas around your shoulders. It all ties together. And that's kind of what I found out, that not, when I was trying to be relieved from pain from my back, I was working out all the time, and it just wasn't enough. It wasn't the full body. And Pilates, it's really beautiful because it's a mind-body experience. And
well, like if your mindset's not in the right place when you're doing something, the rest of it doesn't work. Whether you're working out, whether you're eating healthy, whether you're putting, into your relationship or work or business, I mean, your mind has to be in the right place. And it goes the same without saying here as well. Yeah. Your mindset helps with all the other movements in your body. If your mind is not there, then
you can't do it.
You can't do it, or you're going to do it improperly and get hurt, or or not get the full benefits of it. And it just seems like there's so many benefits to the classes, to the fundamentals, to the machine.
Are you like some of us and scared to go to the gym, scared to walk in there because you're afraid of what people might think, afraid people are looking at you and judging you? I've felt that way my entire life until I went to Serenity Now Yoga Pilates. I've never felt more comfortable and confident in my life. The ladies there are amazing. They help you work through your fundamentals to help prep you for what's really going to make the difference in your body. They're located at 1765 Pops Ferry Road, Suite D in Biloxi, just north of Tailgaters. Phone number is 228-229-3291. Go see my girl Allison and all of her amazing staff and let them work out the stressors of life, because let's face it, self-care is not selfish.
So you offer group classes and privates.
Yes. So we have mat Pilates classes. We have yoga classes. When I set out on this venture, Pilates is 100% a passion of mine. It's helped me in my life to heal and not feel pain. And then yoga is what I did before surgery. And yoga is a very big passion of mine as well. So I wanted to offer both of those. Whenever I started doing this, I didn't realize how well they work hand in hand. They're kind of like cousins. And
that's a good way to explain it.
Yeah. So they're not the same exact thing, but they are very, they're on the same plane. And so in Pilates, you're strengthening and you're using your core and you're, more on your spine. And then yoga, you're more on your hands and your feet. And you're stretching and you're lengthening and you're, so after doing Pilates, I would throw in a yoga class from time to time, and I was like, oh, that feels nice. Like that's really great. They work so nice together. So We have yoga classes as well. I have a lot of yoga instructors that do those. And then we have reformer privates, and then I just added a reformer class for 2. So a nice fun way for women to connect and do the class together and have a buddy to do it with.
Yeah, because you know, us women, we like to do things together. We potty together, we chat together, we work out together, and if I don't have, you know, accountability, and I don't have somebody saying, you know, we're going to class, just because it's pretty outside doesn't mean we're skipping class, or it's raining outside, we're skipping class.
Yeah.
You need that accountability partner. That's nice that you do that.
Yes, absolutely.
So what would you tell our audience about anybody that's wanting to start up their own business? Because you're brand new. I mean, you just started when? December I opened. So, such a baby, but
It's
yet doing
a
so
baby.
well.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. So what would you tell them
you.
about wanting or having the dream or the inkling or just the pull like you had when it comes to doing something that they know they're meant to do?
Go do it. It's for everyone. I think everyone gets stuck on, well, maybe I'm not strong enough, or maybe, you know, that they feel like they have to fit into a certain category, and you don't. You just have to have the willpower to sign up and come, and know that it's for everyone, and know, you know, when I opened,
that wraps up another amazing episode. I hope this inspired you guys to go do something amazing. Go do something for yourself today, because self-care is not selfish.
New to everyone, and everyone is starting on a beginner level, and we're all, you know, just everyone's learning together and growing together, and Pilates is so wonderful because it's a progression, and you can start off, you know, in one position and modified, and then you can just little by little get out there and start doing more and pushing your body just a little bit further. So it's just really beautiful. It's so good for your body. It's so good for your mind. It was very important for me to create a space that people would walk in and just, oh, I feel so good in here. It's calming. It's everyone is welcoming and kind and willing to give modifications and wanting to help all of our members that come and do classes to get to where they want to be, whether it's just to attain physical fitness, or whether it's they're having pain in their hips or their shoulders or their back, or, you know, just those little hiccups we go through in life. So it's for everyone, and come try it. It's fun, and we all get to have a great time together, and you feel so good when you leave, and you're doing something for yourself is the most important part, because as moms,
self-care is not selfish. That's important. It's imperative. It's necessary.
Yes.
We neglect our things. We neglect what's going to make us a better mom, a better wife, a better human being.
Right.
Because we think we're being selfish by taking a class that's going to help sustain a better lifestyle, help ease our mind, ease our body, ease some of the stressors that's held up in our bones and joints. And you know, it's important that we start taking care of ourselves. So where can people find you? How can they find your studio?
So everything is on an online platform, which is actually really beautiful. I've never done it that way, but they go to my website. So it's www.serenitynowyogapilates. And they can look at all the classes. Your first class is actually free.
Yay, we like free.
Yes, so come try it. And so you go, just like you're shopping online, and you add a class to your cart, and then you put in your coupon code.
I like shopping, so that'll be fun.
Yes, it's so fun. And so you put in the coupon code, free class, all one word. And then you check out and you show up, and you have the time of your life, and you feel good, and you're lengthened and
strengthened and relaxed. And
yes.
So she's located right next to Tailgaters in the shopping center. I'm not even going to say east or west. I don't even know which direction we're headed off of Pompsbury Road. You all know me well. You know I'm directionally challenged. But it's in the shopping center right next to Tailgaters. Go sign up, bring a buddy, and let's just start taking care of ourselves, because self-care is not selfish. I just want to thank you for coming on our episode today, and thank you guys for watching, and look my girl up. Let's book up her brand new studio.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.